Alright, to find annualized gains or losses. Sorry, I got interrupted. I'm not sure what I just said. Annualized gains or losses. You take the new price of the stock minus the old and divide it by the old. Then you multiply it by 100 divided by the unit of time. Unit of time would be how long that you own this stock. Could be in days, could be in months, could be in years. Then you multiply that by the time unit equal to 1 year. So if you use days down here, then you would use days up here. 365 days in a year. If it was weeks down here, this would be weeks up here. 52 weeks in a year. And you divide that by 1 year, and that will give your annualized gains or losses. Let's look at example 1. Example 1 says that CF Industry Holdings was $111.50 on February 11th. It went up to $131.50 by February the 25th. We need to find the annualized percent of gains or losses. So we take the new amount, $131.50, minus the old stock price, which is $111.50. Divide that by the old amount, which is $111.50. Then you multiply that by 100 divided by the unit of time. Well, if you look at this, it was on February the 11th and then February the 25th. The 25th minus the 11th is 14 days. So we label this with days. That's very important. Then you multiply that by the time unit equivalent to 1 year. So we're talking about days here. There's 365 complete days in a year. And you divide that by 1 year. Doing a little bit of simplifying, 131.50 minus 111.50 is $20. And you're dividing that by $111.50. And the rest of these fractions don't really simplify. I mean, you could divide the top and bottom by the same numbers to make it more simple, but we don't really need to get into all that. It's 365 days over 1 year. Notice what happens here. There's certain things you do want to cancel. Cancel days and days. And you can cancel a dollar sign and dollar sign. So you're going to be left with a percent per year. That's why it's called annualized gains. So we're going to take our top numbers and multiply them together using the calculator. It comes out to be an enormous 730,000. Take our bottom numbers and multiply them. 1561. And the bottom number keeps the label here. Divide those. 730,000 divided by 1561. It's 460. Let's just round to the nearest whole number. 468% gain per year. So what that would be equivalent to if this stock would continue to rise the way that it does. There's example 1. Number 2, we had a stock that on April the 5th was worth $24, and on October the 5th was worth $35. So to find the annualized percent of gain or loss, this is obviously going to be a gain because the number went up. If it's a loss, you end up with a negative number. Take the new amount, which is $35, minus the old amount, which is 24, divide it by the old amount. Multiply this by 100, divided by the time in units. April the 5th to October the 5th is 6 months. Times time equivalent to 1 year. talking about months here, so we need months up here, because we want these months to cancel. How many months in 1 year? There's 12. 12 months is equivalent to 1 year. So do a little bit of subtracting. 35 minus 24 is 11. And once again, we can cancel out these dollar signs. Multiply the numerators together. 11 times 100 times 12. 13,200. Multiply your denominators together. 144 years. Divide the top by the bottom. To the nearest whole number, that's 92% per year. It's a positive number, so it's a gain. Should write that. On the first example, I didn't, but I should have wrote gain. Quick reminder of the rule of 72. If you take 72, sorry, I got cut off again. To use the rule of 72, take 72 and divide by the interest rate, and that will tell you how long it will take for your money to double. Example, say your interest rate is 6%. Take 72 and divide it by 6, you get 12 years. It will take 12 years for your money to double at the interest rate of 6%. Another example. Let's say that you want your money to double in 10 years. What's your interest rate need to be? Well, using a little bit of algebra, if you multiply both sides by r, you get 10r is 72. And if you divide both sides by 10, you get r 7.2% is what you would need.